Alrighty guys, today we're going to be bringing back to life this 1983, possibly, Scag SR18B. That's the tractor part, and then the front mower is I believe it's the SM61, so 61-inch deck, 18 horse Briggs twin, and then you got a Peerless 5-speed. And it's this big giant 3-wheel thing. So it hasn't run in 3 years. She's pretty beat up, but today we're gonna throw in a new battery, hook some fuel to it, and just see what it does. It's all here, it's complete. This came out of a mower junkyard, and surprisingly, really nothing was pillaged off of it, which is a nice thing to see for what I'm trying to do, bring it back. So yeah, it's not too bad. Should be able to get this thing going again. Hopefully have it cutting grass by the end of the day, depending on what parts I run into needing. The only big snafu I can see right now is that the foot clutch cable is destroyed. See if I can get in on that. Yeah, that's no good. And those foot clutch cables are pretty darn expensive. Scag wants $267 for this one. So that's not so great, but hey, we can work around that. The wiring looks excellent, you know, butt connectors with nothing going to them. That's, you know, just standard issue. No problem there. Nope, not a problem at all. Choke cable's stuck, missing the knob on the throttle, missing the gear shift knob. I'll probably 3D print one of those. Actually, I'd probably 3D print that throttle knob too if I get real fancy with it. But yeah, honestly, for what I paid for it, $45, I'm pretty happy still. The engine spins over, but these spark plugs are a little bit suspect. Not sure if that's like mold or corrosion on the end of that plug, but we got some new NGKs to go in here, so we'll pop those in, get the battery connected, throw a little bit of carb cleaner down the throat of this thing, and just see if she pops off. Okay, we have some starting fluid in it. Let's see what it does. Not bad. Alright, that was way too easy. Just dump the fuel line and some gas and she runs. It does cut, but it really doesn't have that much power for this deck. Here, I'll try to engage it. Yeah. Needs the deck height raised too. go. Pretty successful day. Runs and cuts on the first day. Not too freaking bad. It's got a little surge at half throttle, but heck, for just, you know, taking an engine that hadn't run in 3 years and just dunked the fuel line in a gas can, pretty freaking good. Now I gotta show you guys the actual gas tank itself. This thing is not good. Yeah. And then the wiring is an absolute nightmare. These fuses, of course, don't even do anything anymore. This turns the ignition on and off. This here pretty much just runs the starter. That's all that does. And then what else do you got? Yeah, the hour meter's not hooked up. Amp meter's not hooked up. So the wiring on this machine should be dead nuts simple. It's just a matter of doing it. It'd be nice to have that switch working again. It's just a pretty simple momentary switch. Yeah, and then, you know, handle for the throttle and the gear shift. But the big deal is going to be getting that cable figured out for the clutch. There's no way I'm paying $267 for that cable. So I've looked at generic cables on McMaster-Carr and different little shift cables, and I'll really just have to see how this factory cable's installed and then just see what I can go from there. You know, I'm a mechanical engineer. I should be able to figure out something to cobble together to make that clutch pedal work again, so that shouldn't be too terribly hard. The other problem I'm noticing is this handle here keeps popping open. And that's just for the engage, so I assume it's an over center type of deal or something, or maybe there's like a detent that's not working anymore. Either way, it's not locking on when I lock it on. Overall though, this is going to be a fun project. You know, it's a very simple machine. Should be able to make or buy all the parts, you know, just from generic stuff. You know, that's kind of the nice thing about these older 80s machines is anything you want, you can pretty much just buy. You know, I had an old Eagle Star mower at one point, and every bearing was just off the shelf. All the pulleys were off the shelf. Yeah, there wasn't a single part on that thing that was proprietary in any way, or wasn't an in-house designed part, really. Besides, you know, all the weldments and the bent sheet metal parts, of course. So that was really nice with that machine. You could pretty much recreate anything you wanted to pretty easily just by going to an industrial supply or something like that. That's kind of the same deal here. It definitely does sound, though, like it needs deck bearings and idler pulleys and probably needs belts, but, you know, that stuff will come with time. For now, you know, it's all about getting the controls refined and redoing the wiring. And then from there, we can go about making it perfect. But yeah, this is going to turn out to be a really nice machine. Can't wait.